Well, last year, one of the outstanding individual athletes in the track series from a New Zealand point of view was Robbie Johnston. He performed well here in Christchurch, over 5,000 metres, ran well in Auckland over 1,500 metres, where he dipped under 3 minutes and 40 seconds for the first time. We're pleased to say that he's back in the track series for 1993. Tonight, in his first up performance, he runs the 3,000 metres. Robbie Johnston from Auckland, one of the 13 starters in the men's 3,000 metres. He enjoyed considerable success in 1992 on this track, both in the track series and at the National Championships in March of last year. He's running down on the inside, and he's one of, as we said, 13 starters. Big field for the men's 3,000 metres. Strong contingent of Americans, Paul Vandergrift and Mark Coogan, along with some very promising athletes from New Zealand, Jonathan Wyatt, Richard Potts, who ran at the Commonwealth Games as a teenager, and also Jason Cameron from Canterbury. And also completing the lineup is Paul Smith, who showed good form at the National Road Championships recently, and the old veteran warhorse himself, Peter Renner, is in the field as well. And Dave Rush, the national 5,000 metre champion from Otago. And the field assembled at the 200 metre start for this, the men's 3,000 metres. 149 is Jonathan Wyatt, the national under-20 5,000 metre champion. 151 is Robert Condor from Manawatu. 152 is Jason Cameron from Canterbury. Good 1,500 metre runner. 154, Jeff Spillane. There's Dave Rush, number 155, the national 5,000 metre champion. And Peter Renner, of course, better known as a steeplechaser over this distance. Robbie Johnston right down on the inside. It's pretty crowded there. And what sort of time are they looking for tonight, John?
Well, that's interesting. You can see the pacemaker pushing his way to the front. He's Rob Mulcahy from the New Brighton Club. He's got there now. Everybody is wondering who's going to set the pace up for us tonight. But they're looking at running under 8 minutes tonight, which is a pretty quick time for many of these runners. Robbie Johnston comfortably in second. That's Paul Vandergrift on the outside of him. He's run about 7:50, number 147. Very accomplished university runner from the United States.
Poor old Rob Mulcahy, a bit like a Formula One driver on the start line whose ignition died when the flag dropped. He got left behind at the start and then bulldozed his way through. Now he's doing his business. But no one really wants to go with him, and that's a bit disappointing.
Now, Rob's one of Canterbury's well-known runners here. He runs in road races and track events, quite a versatile athlete. But you can see the man with the number 157, Paul Smith, a very tall, very good runner from Canterbury. David Rush at the back of the field at the moment.
Through the first 400 in 67. So that's a very fast time for the first 400, but can they go under 8 minutes for the 3,000 metres? We'll be back with the final laps in just a moment.
From out of Africa comes a...
Coming down with 1 lap to go, Smith and the 2 Americans, another 15 metres back to Robbie Johnston, a gap further back to Jason Cameron in 5th place. They are the leading runners into the last lap. The 2 Americans and Smith. He showed good form at the National Road Championships in October, Paul Smith, where he finished second. That was over 10 Ks as he muscles his way in there to 2nd place. And now Vandergrift, the 1,500 metre man. Look at this from Vandergrift. Very stylish stuff from the American as he sweeps past Smith and his compatriot at the 200 metre mark. The long legs of Paul Vandergrift quickly carrying him clear of both Coogan and Smith. Smith looks round and sees that Johnston is still 15 metres adrift in 4th place. Here's Robbie Johnston coming into the picture now. But he won't get anywhere near the American, Paul Vandergrift. Vandergrift first from the United States, Coogan the American second, and Robbie Johnston at least has the consolation, and it's a considerable one at that, of being the first New Zealander home as he runs down Paul Smith over the last 10 metres to nail down 3rd place. So it's been a good night for the Americans with Vandergrift taking out that 3,000 metres.